Hey, I'm Razz. Prior to this weekend's UFC on ABC One fight card, I released my predictions. And then for the first time ever watching the fights, I experienced angst. This is MMA I. So I've been enjoying the sport of MMA since the mid-90s. Usually when I sit down to watch the fights, I may have a favorite. I may think I know who's going to win. But generally, I never had a dog in a fight. I live in a state that doesn't have legalized sports gambling, so I've never really wagered on the fights. But then when I had my predictions out there, started 0-3, started to get a little nervous. I was thinking I might have to come on after the fight card with an emergency, wow, I really suck at this episode. But I rebounded. I got the last two right to finish 2-3. There was a lot of upsets that night, so I was kind of in line with everybody else. Congratulations to Max Holloway. Awesome, dominant performance. The only question I came away with was with Joaquin Buckley losing and having his hype train derailed a little bit. Do you think it's a little more likely or a little less likely that he's going to fight James Krause? You can comment below, but I personally think that it makes it a little more likely. As far as the matchmaking goes, sometimes it's just a little good hatred makes for a good fight. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and move on. I'm a little short on time today. There's a fight card tomorrow at noon. It's UFC on ESPN 20. It's kind of hard to believe that they've already had 20 on the mothership, but they're going to be kicking off about noon tomorrow. So it opens with Laurent Murphy against Douglas Silva de Andrade. There's a lot of hype for Murphy. He's up and coming British fighter. He's undefeated, but I think Silva de Andrade is going to get it done. I think experience wins out. Up next, Tyson Nam against Matt Schnell. I like Tyson Nam. I was kind of leaning that way. I'm not really entirely sure, but for some reason I ended up going with Schnell on this one. I've been watching him since the Ultimate Fighter, and, well, I just think he's going to get it done. Up next is the ladies. It's Vivian Arroyo against Roxanne, the Happy Warrior. I've misjudged Roxanne quite a few times. Just recently, she derailed the hype train of Macy Barber, did it again with Andrea Lee. But truth is, with the roller coaster that is Roxanne's career, I think she's due for a loss. I think Arroyo gets it done. Up next, Vinicius Moreira. He's fighting Ike Villanueva. Both of these guys are coming off of 3-fight losing streak. I think they're both going to be motivated. They're trying to keep their job. I think Moreira's going to get it done. He's the younger guy. I know that Villanueva has the potential to put him out, but I don't think that's going to happen. In the co-main, it's Warlley Alves against Munir Lazzez. I kind of went back and forth on this one. I ended up landing on Warlley. I think he's going to get it done. And then I started looking at Lazzez, and I saw all those Z's in his last name. And as a guy named Razz with 2 Z's, I started to lean that way. And then I decided I wasn't going to let that influence my pick. I'm going with Warlley Alves. And that brings up the main event. It's Michael Chiesa against Neil Magny. I think these guys are really close. I think this is great matchmaking. I think it's one of those fights that's really tough to pick. Comes down to the little things, and basically I'm going to go with the littlest thing, and I'm going to side with fellow U.S. Army veteran Neil Magny. So in summary, I'm picking one guy because he was in the Army, and I'm picking another guy because he doesn't have Z's in his name. That's all I got. That's how I see him. Enjoy the fights tomorrow, and I will be back before this weekend to put in my picks for McGregor-Poirier at UFC 257. This is MMA I.